Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have quite a few things to go over today, so we're going to get started right away with this announcement from the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's official Twitter account. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will now launch on February 2nd, 2024. We have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to the best quality experience for players. Thank you to our amazing community for the continued support, patience, and understanding. There is much more to share in the months ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in Metropolis next year. And there had been rumors that this announcement was coming, but now it's official, and this delay seemed to follow after a poor showing at Sony's State of Play back in February. And most of the complaints I saw about the game had to do with the live service elements and also how it kind of just looked like generic shooter number 37. And I'm not sure if this delay would actually give them time to change much of this. It just makes me wonder if they're just going to kind of polish it up a little bit and hope you forgot about that poor showing to begin with and cut a new trailer to hopefully get people more interested. And this is the second delay that's been announced. It was supposed to come out in 2022 and was delayed in March of that year to this coming May. And now it's been delayed again for 9 months. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that this 9-month delay is actually going to give them enough time to make drastic overhauls to the gameplay? Or do you think they're just using this delay in order to kind of reboot the PR campaign? And next, in some Street Fighter 6 news, we have this official announcement. Tune in to the Street Fighter 6 showcase for an extended final look at Street Fighter 6 with over 30 minutes of big news and announcements. Now this is scheduled for April 20th at 3 p.m. Pacific, which would be 6 p.m. Eastern. And the showcase is already scheduled on YouTube, and in the description for the video it does say that there will also be some big news at the end of the show. Now the game is scheduled to release on June 2nd, so could we possibly see a demo? I'm thinking more than likely we may see a second beta test, and this one could be an open beta, and I don't think it's necessarily going to be a shadow drop of this open beta. It may just be, in a few weeks we're going to have this open beta ready, because when the showcase airs, we will be just 6 weeks out from the full release of the game. So maybe they do a week-long open beta 1 month before the game starts and use that for feedback in order to make some more tweaks before the final release. And I'm kind of mixed on Street Fighter 6. From what I've seen, I kind of like it so far, but I guess I'll actually have to get my hands on the game and see what I think about the gameplay. I do like the concept of this sort of open world hub where you can go around and explore and get into random fights. But after Street Fighter 5, I'm kind of hesitant. I may just kind of wait until I see the reviews before I decide to pick it up. And even then, I've got so many other games at that time that it may end up being something I get at a discount later. And speaking of showcases, yesterday we had that one for Final Fantasy 16. And now this was 25 minutes in length, and I'm not going to cover everything that was shown, but there are a few points that I thought were kind of interesting. First, you only get to play as Clive, the main protagonist in the game. There will be other characters that can kind of come and go from your party, but they'll all be computer controlled. And since this is more of an action-driven battle, that sort of makes sense that you don't control all of them at once. Although I thought it would have been nice if you had something like Final Fantasy VII Remake where you could switch between the different characters and maybe gain different types of advantages depending on the character's playstyle. And you also have a dog sidekick that you can't control either, but you can issue commands. Now when you start the game, you have the option to choose between either story focused or combat focused, and the story focused would give you more items that you could equip to sort of automate things, so you can make dodging automatic. And this is just so you don't have to worry about the combat elements of the game if you don't want to. But a big focus at the end of this presentation were on the icons, and that's spelled E-I-K-O-N. And this is basically like your summons. And it looks like what you have are these icon battles. So basically a summon versus a summon. Or in this nomenclature, an icon versus an icon. And from what I can tell, I'm not sure if you can actually use these icons in regular battles, or if it's only these one-on-one battles. If you were able to figure that out, make sure to drop me a comment and let me know. And the icon battles are definitely elaborate. And we've already seen some of these in previous trailers, but it's definitely very cinematic. And I'm not sure how much I like that or not. I really don't want to necessarily watch a cinematic for like a minute and a half in the middle of a battle. But if these icon battles are very rare, it may not be as bad. It might feel very unique at a time during the battle and not something you're just seeing over and over again. I can remember on, I believe it was Final Fantasy X, some of those cinematics got really long at times and I would just skip them. So graphically, the game looks amazing, but I'm still kind of hesitant on this new playstyle. I'm more of your traditional JRPG type player that I would probably opt more for a turn-based style with multiple party members that each have their own unique abilities. But we'll have to wait and see. The game could turn out to be like a Game of the Year candidate, but still not really feel like your old school Final Fantasy games, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And next, we had this announcement yesterday that Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox. This is coming from the Ubisoft website. Discover Ubisoft Plus multi-access now on Xbox. So what was kind of interesting yesterday is that they actually leaked this announcement earlier in the day on their actual website. They had put up this banner here saying play Ubisoft Plus on Xbox consoles. And there was no official announcement, and then they took that banner down, but then later in the morning they made the official announcement. So this is sort of good news for Xbox owners that want access to this service. However, the bad news is you can only get this service on the Xbox if you subscribe to the multi-access version, which costs $18 a month. So as of right now, they don't have a cheaper Xbox only version. So I'm not sure how many people would sign up for this over Game Pass, but it would be something good that if you're already a member of the multi-access version, then now you can use it on the Xbox. And the cost of the multi-access tier is not the only reason why I think a lot of Xbox players won't subscribe to this. Right now, there's just over 60 Xbox games on the service, but on PC, there are over 100. But maybe if they see enough people playing on the Xbox, they'll work to get more games over there. And who knows, it could really blow up if Microsoft signs another 10-year agreement to put Call of Duty on Ubisoft Plus. And then finally, let's take a look at the latest Famitsu sales coming out of Japan. First, let's take a look at the software sales. We don't have any new games this week, so we have Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe at the #1 spot, followed by the PS4 version of Resident Evil 4, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, followed by Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then Splatoon 3 at number 5, and then the PS5 version of Resident Evil 4, followed by Minecraft, and then Nintendo Switch Sports, then Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and finally in the 10th spot, Mario Party Superstars. So no big shakeups this week, a lot of evergreen titles, and of course Resident Evil 4 just came out a week ago, so it's still there in the top. And I'll be curious to see how it does over the coming weeks if this kind of turns into an evergreen title. And then over on the hardware sales, we have the PlayStation 5 coming in at #1, followed by the Switch OLED model, and then the regular Switch at number 3, and then the digital edition of PlayStation 5 at number 4, followed by the Switch Lite, and then we have the PlayStation 4 again coming in ahead of the Xbox Series X and S combined. And we'll flip over to the graph here. You can see the Switch sales have declined a bit, and I wonder if that might be a lot of people holding out for that Tears of the Kingdom OLED version. but it still came in ahead of the PlayStation 5, which seemed to jump up quite a bit from last week. And I think the next month or two is really going to heat up as we have Tears of the Kingdom get released and we have Final Fantasy XVI coming for the PlayStation 5. So I expect to see sales for both of those systems spike up over the next couple of months based on these games that are coming out. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? And if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already so you can get more of these videos into your feed. I want to thank you for watching, have a great weekend, and be good.